Brother Lee Grant, I want you to listen to Schmidt. Please listen to Schmidt, and I'd like to see your comment after you listen to Steve Schmidt. Here it goes.
Steve Schmidt's words explaining all of this are certainly worth repeating one more time, and perhaps many more times after tonight. The Republican Party is an organized conspiracy for the purposes of maintaining power for self-interest and the self-interest of its donor class. There is no fidelity to the American ideal or American democracy. And Steve, your words, I want to make them the wallpaper behind me of this show, because what I constantly get outside of this show when people talk to me is that they always want to know why. Why is this happening? Why is Mitch McConnell doing this? Why doesn't Mitch McConnell have people in Kentucky who need help? Why is he doing this? And your explanation yesterday stopped me in my tracks, as I said here last night. And it does seem to explain everything that we're talking about in terms of what Washington Republicans were up to today, both with the Supreme Court and with the refusal to move on COVID relief.
Well, you saw it coming this summer, Lawrence, the astounding moment when the Republican platform became nothing more than a loyalty oath to Donald Trump, an oath of obedience, complete obedience to Trump. That's what the Republican platform was. Not even a pretense of policy issues or ideas in it. And so today's a historic day. And I know that sometimes in the instant analysis culture of fast-moving events, we can overstate the importance of an event in the context of the moment and say that this is a meaningful event in history. Sometimes it's obvious. On September 11th, right? For sure, you could say on that day that that was a meaningful event in American history. It was a before and after moment. Today was a before and after moment in the life of the nation. 106 members of Congress broke faith with American democracy today. They did something the fascists, the Nazis, the Confederate Army was unable to do. They forced a majority of elected officials of one of the two major parties in a federal House broke faith with the idea that the people are sovereign, that we're a government of the people, by the people, for the people. Democracy definitionally requires one side being willing to lose an election, to accept the results, to come back the next time in the competition of ideas. And so what we saw today, this breaking of faith, which followed the poisoning of faith and belief system, the American system, the American Republic, which has endured since 1776. It was poisoned this month, faith and belief in it. And we're going to live with this now for all the balance, certainly of our lives, Lawrence, because the competition in American politics is now between a Democratic Party, meaning a party that believes in democracy, versus an autocratic party. And we've never seen that. When you see that many members of Congress breaking faith with their oath to overturn an election because they don't like a result, we're off the reservation to a place that we might not be able to get back on it from. And so it's a very worrying moment. And what it means is now we're one election away from losing the country to people who no longer believe in democracy.
We are one election away from people who no longer believe in democracy. What he means is the next time the Republicans take over the government, rest assured they will attempt to institute policies that no longer make it any possibility that we can consider ourselves a democracy. That is not a scary proposition. That is a real proposition. And what we have to do as a people is not only educate or say bring our people out to vote, but educate Republicans as well, who, because many of us for our particular parties sort of get tunnel vision, we have to let folks be aware as far as what's going on here. So he's absolutely right. We are in danger at this point in time, given that, you know, they have made it vogue. It is okay now to actually do these things. When you have your leadership make it okay, it has a tendency to stick. And that is the problem right now. They have made it okay for people's anti-democratic feelings and wanting to win at all costs. They've allowed that to expand because it came from the leadership. Now, brother Lee Grant says Trump was legally elected in 2016, yet leftists march in the street saying, "Not my president." Where was their fealty to democracy then? Let me give you the difference, brother Grant. It goes as follows. You had private citizens, private organizations going out there and saying, "Oh, no, he didn't really win. He didn't really win," which in my humble opinion as well, Donald Trump didn't legally win the election. But I'm a private person saying that. And not only am I saying that, I am also saying that from the point of view of not trying to change policy or whatever, because I don't have what it takes to do that. But when it comes to the position of Donald Trump, and now we have these guys using the institution of the state to actually try to overturn an election. There is a difference. One is using the power of the state that you're currently in control of, Lee Grant. The other was just people saying, "He's not my president. I didn't vote for him. I don't like him. I don't think he won fair and square." And I need you to see that. Grant, I need you to see the difference. Because if I had seen any progressive go out there and did what I see these guys are doing, I would have spoken up against that. Because we have to have a true democracy, and we have to have institutions that we work through to stand up for. Otherwise, we have anarchy. And I think you know me good enough to know that if progressives did that, went into Congress and swore an oath to Hillary Clinton saying, "At all cost, we are going to get past this," it's not the same. The GOP is using the institutions to go against democracy. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.